Now I'm going to describe the microplastics part. Do not read this or do this and listen to this video until you've completed the above, or you will ruin the um, process I'm trying to show you. First thoughts to researched opinion. So what you're going to switch to is looking at microplastics. Please be thorough in your explanation. You should be able to include at least 3 pictures for each. They will mention primary and secondary sources. I want you to discuss the hazards of microplastics and definitely include the term bioaccumulation from ecology. You're going to see a lot of relationship here. We're in between 2 units, ecology and chemistry, and this assignment will straddle that boundary. What are the effects on humans? Be specific. Find, not fund, an actual chemical name and describe what health effects there are. I also want you to look up microplastics in salt because it's hit the media recently. Then, once you've researched microplastics, you're going to do a compare and contrast on your opinion of plastics in the public perception and microplastics, and where should we be focusing our efforts and what should we really be afraid of. And this is where obvious and insidious come in. What form of plastic pollution is the most dangerous to us, and explain why. And this is something I keep going on about. Why is education so critical to understand modern problems compared to the ease of understanding early problems like coal smoke pollution compared to microplastics? In our previous history, people would just dump their poop out of pots in their houses onto the street. I think everyone walking the streets of London in 1650, and the street was full of human feces, urine, dead cats, dogs, that you could actually grasp what the problem was. With the plague, the rats and the fleas, they eventually could demonstrate if you had no fleas in your house, you didn't get the plague. One pope actually lived inside a ring of fire for a year to avoid the plague. And it would probably work until they passed him clean clothes over the flame and there were fleas in it. So it's probably coincidental he survived. But modern problems, education may be more required for people to grasp the problem. Think of arsenic in Bangladesh. Now, how are we going to get the public to believe this risk compared to littering? Now, I want you to look at these public service announcements when I was a child. It is because of these I am a hoarder. The crying Indian and Woodsy the owl made it impossible for me to throw out garbage. The end result is I try to recycle every blasted thing I use, and I'm just going to be buried to death one day in a pile of my hoard. Watch for it on the news in about 20 years' time when it says Old Man Kaladi buried under empty cottage cheese containers. I'm certain I'll be able to find a new use for them. So this is the real key to this assignment. And then underneath here, I want you to read these final thoughts on salt versus sea salt. These are the salt mines in the city of Windsor and in Goderich, deep underground. Wouldn't they be so much fun to play in? I mean, man, can you imagine getting an ATV and riding through these tunnels? And then but I'd be waiting at the end dressed as some sort of like cave monster to scare you. But I think it would be really awesome to like be able to skateboard through those. But the floor is all like salty. And so I want you to draw a conclusion about these when you read this section. And I don't want to spoil it any further, but I myself kind of laugh when I hear people saying they want sea salt. When you're done this project, maybe you will understand a scientific reason as to which one you would prefer to use on your table. That's it.